Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show.
Welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Razul McGee. It's Saturday. It's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. I'm your host, Razul McGee, the best weekend host on the planet. We got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders, and the OTAs are just completed. Who was up, who was down? I will get that in a minute. We also want to talk about the Washington Wizards. The Wizards are now hosting the NBA draft party. And not only that, the Washington Wizards are also on number 8. Yes, the 8th selection of the NBA draft that's going to be held in 5 days. That's right, 5 days. NBA draft is going to start. And here's the thing. The prospects they had on the 10th came and played for the Washington Wizards, and now on the 17th, they host a whole prospects of potential Wizards players who could be drafted around 8th. I'm going to get to who was there in a minute. We're also going to talk about the USA men's soccer team. Something happened for the very first time in soccer history of the USA men, and they played Mexico, but I won't give away the score yet. I'll tell you what happened during that. And also, new head coach of the Washington Capitals. I'll also give the name of that person and where he was from in a minute. And last but not least, folks, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. Who was the champion? You know it. You guessed it. I'm also going to talk about that. So call in for 512-543-4662. I say again for the listeners, 512-543-4662. Call in, state your name for the record, and also what team that you represent, so we can get your concerns and thoughts down for the moment. And also, we have two callers already in, and the caller now is 202-751-6780, Washington, D.C. State your name for the record, please.
This is Big Steve with Washington, D.C.
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm doing fine. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, sports fans.
That's what's up. Happy Father's Day to every fathers out there. Also, we're going to get to one Hall of Famer son who passed away recently. Sad news. But we got caller 512-430-3528. State your name for the record, please.
Hey, how's it doing? It's your buddy Gerald.
Oh, Gerald is here, folks. Gerald is here. Oh, man. Welcome, Gerald. I'm really happy that you came. So
And can we start with that about Ray Lewis' son first? Because I got some new info on that.
absolutely, Ray Lewis' son, Ray Lewis the third, passed away at the age of 28. Very very sad. My feelings goes out to the family, him and his family. Gerald, what you got so far?
Coming from ESPN.com, it's possibly now the preliminary autopsy report is saying possible overdose.
Also a suicide.
They don't know yet. They're just saying it's a possible OD.
What did he overdose in?
They have not released what it is, but they said that Narcan was given.
Well, keep us updated with that information, and thank you for updating us on that particular topic. With that sad news out the way, and my heart goes out to the family, Lewis family. Let's go.
Everybody that watches Tom Patrol Live, other stuff, so they know what Narcan is used for opiate overdose.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead.
And to me, with them giving him Narcan, it has been opiate overdose.
Like I said, my hearts and prayers goes out to the Lewis family on this tragic day when you get that news. So let's go ahead.
Especially the Father's Day being right around the corner.
Right. And let's go ahead and move on to the first topic of the day, and that's the Washington Commanders. There's been some up downs favor of Sam Howell. Sam Howell has not been doing that great as I predicted. There's some good days, there's some bad days. This rookie, this is not a rookie no more. He's now has 1 year underneath his belt with one win, but still a lot of work to do. Like I told you before, this was not the right choice for the Commanders. I think what's happening is you're starting to see his I mean, he's talented. Don't get me wrong. It's the process of where his mind is when he's just deciding to throw the football. And you can't compare him to other quarterbacks because his skill set is not minute. It's not minute. It's actually right there with some of the former quarterbacks of our time. But I think he has a lot to learn. So what do you think, Gerald? Do you agree?
I agree. You can't compare him to quarterbacks like Joe Montana, Steve Young, Troy Aikman. You can't compare him to quarterbacks like that. Troy Aikman, the name he did excellent things. They bumped the A game and they just had the talent.
Right.
You can't find quarterbacks like that anymore.
Right. Sam, the thing that I saw in Sam Howell.
Now, I would say one thing about you. Now, you should have kept, what's his name?
Sam Donald.
No, he went to Arizona after the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, you talking about Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, I should have kept Heineke.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that we should have kept Heineke. I totally agree with you. Taylor Heineke was definitely the mastermind of controlling the tempo, controlling time, and got everybody in line. But the reason why they left is because the organization. Well, he didn't. Well, Ron Rivera did not like how Taylor Heineke threw the football, and he was saying at one time, I think it was one. I'm not sure what game it was, but he was on the sidelines, and Heineke, and what happened?
Heineke was the offense that y'all had at the time?
I think Heineke was the best clock manager, understanding the philosophy to the T, and actually scrambled when he needed to in the Scott Turner's offense. The only problem I have that we should have kept him is because of the fact that he could manage third and maybe long or third and short with either running or handing the ball off to the running back. Now we have a problem where so here's a problem with Sam Howell. Sam Howell had a 2-minute drill where he didn't have no touchdown. Now that's not his fault. We have a really good defense, but there were some wide open wide receivers he could have easily threw it to for a check down. He didn't do that. There was another incident where he overthrew a wide receiver, and there was no wide receiver. There was no defender in the area of the wide receiver, and the wide receiver was in stride. This is the problem I had with not Taylor Heineke, but Sam Howell. Is he able to control that? Is he able to do the things necessary, like a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and short, or when you're on 2nd and 10 and you see the defense is playing soft zone or cover, and the wide receiver is right there in the hole where there's green grass? That's my problem with Sam Howell. We are now in a critical mode, even though it's just OTAs, minicamp. Training camp is coming around. I'll get to that in a minute. But if you look at it in X's and O's type thing, we have the weapons now. We have the offensive line. It's just the quarterback right now has to put it all together. And from what I hear from coaches, they're 50-50. Now,
I would not put the game on Sam Howell's shoulders. I would not do it because, like you're saying, he's not a game manager.
And that's my problem with that. And if you look at Jacoby Brissett, I said in the beginning last year, he's probably going to win the starting job because of the fact that Sam Howell is just not ready to start a full game under center. And he is
Sam Howell right now would be a better backup.
Now, as I this is why I'm very eager to scale back my comment, because if I go further digging into Sam Howell, as other analysts on the Commanders' side has done, I don't want to, crush the man's, confidence. But if you look at several things he's done in OTAs, he's got the live arm. He got the running ability down. He has the ability to bootleg. But you have to have the understanding of what is asked in this offense. And that's the problem. Steve. Hello, Steve?
No, man.
I'm here.
Okay. What do you think about that?
You know what? Like I said, Sam Howell, remember, he's supposed to be a first-round draft pick. So, this is best to get him in the 5th round. So, and then remember, he still has a wide receiver from Harvard,
Donnie Brown.
So, yeah, exactly. So, BEINENMY, as I'm going to call him, is our offensive coordinator. And we're going to be the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFC East. And,
Hold on, Cheryl. 1 second.
We're going to a lot this year. Don't be surprised to take over the NFC East over the Cowboys, and do some damage this year. So we gonna have the number one defense. We already had the number one defensive line, and then add Matthews. As long as we stay healthy, we can take over the East.
Well, let me just say this, Steve. After hearing hearing this report about Sam Howell ups and downs in OTAs, and how the commentators such as Grant Paulson, and other quarterback coach, even Eric Bieniemy, even said in his press conference, Sam knew what he did, and Sam knew how to correct it, or what he needs to correct it. Are you concerned about those reports coming from the coaches and former players themselves about Sam Howell's 2-minute drill FUPA in the OTAs? Steve.
I'm here.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think about that?
You know what? We're gonna be dangerous. People better not underestimate the Washington Commanders or our new name with Pepsi next year. So, we're gonna be dangerous. So I want Gerald to know. So I want Gerald to know. Well, it's gonna be like the available. I want Gerald to know that Thanksgiving day we're gonna game gonna be great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna better have the skates on.
Okay.
You get one thing though.
Yes,
we got two great pass rushers now. We got Michael Parsons and we got the Overshawn from the Horns. So our pass rush defense is gonna be killer, and also we got that big run stop in the middle now. But don't forget we got that great tackle from Kansas City. We got the left tackle from Pittsburgh, and don't forget our center, right? So we got enough for number 11 this year. So don't forget. But y'all still need a quarterback.
We got a quarterback. We got a quarterback with a big old arm. Something beat the Cowboys last year. He didn't go anywhere though.
And we just got another caller too. We have a caller by the name of Louis Tenor, who is the host of the Enhanced Sports Show from 4 to 6. Nothing than but co-host Louis Tenor. How you doing, Lou?
All right, Rashawn. Thank you.
Hey, man, thank you so much for coming in. So we were just talking about OTAs, Commanders, and Steve just gave a really good, compelling fight for Sam Howell to continue on his course to being the number one guy. What do you think about the stories about Sam Howell and his not scoring a touchdown in his OTAs 2-minute drill and his ups and downs report from the coaches and players? Lou, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, OTAs, so, it's just work up there. Okay, it takes time to get, the ball rolling. So I would use that something like that. I mean, there's, great thing that, he's done yet. And that's when, you start to worry about how you're playing. So right now, I'm not too old for this.
Okay. That's a good.
Sam Howell's not that great on TV though, Lou.
Very good job.
He's not that great on TV.
Yeah, actually a problem.
Well, I'm going to get my take on it. My take on this reports of, Sam Howell's up and downs in the OTAs on May 31st was completely. It was expected because he never had time to start other than the last portion of the game in last year, but he has to do more work, more understanding of this offense that Eric Bieniemy is implementing. Here's the thing, folks. Our offense has a lot of weapons, a lot. We have Cole Turner from the University of Washington Huskies. We have, Antonio Gibson from the University of Memphis, Tennessee. We have really good offensive weapons that, can potentially give us what we need and up-tempo offense that Kansas City was running. That's a good thing. The unity that we have wide receiver Scary Terry, Johan Johnson, Penn State. We also have, offensive line Husky, the Pittsburgh, like Lou was talking about, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. And then on defense, we got Chase Young, MONTEZ Sweat, and we also have, welcome Vari Nation, A13.
Okay, but I have a question for you, though, Razoo.
Go ahead, Gerald.
You're naming those players off. Okay.
Yeah.
But how do you stop a running back like Deuce Vaughn or Tony Pollard or the running back from the Chiefs? How do you stop somebody like that? You can't.
So that is a great question, Gerald. Let's go with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard ran against this defense before and only mustered, I think it was 63 yards. 63 yards. And then that's when they used Zeke up the middle. But we got another caller. Hold on. This caller is telephone number is 540-354-3314. State your name for the record, please.
Hey, Coach Fallon.
It is Coach Maryland.
What's happening?
How you doing? We were just discussing Sam Howell's ups and downs reports in the quarterback, and I'm just giving my take. After I give my take, then I'm gonna let you speak, Maryland. I know you got a whole lot of things to say about this, but I was just answering Gerald's question about how do we stop a running back like Tony Pollard of Dallas Cowboys. And to finish my thought was, what we do is we didn't. Well, last year we didn't have Fedarius Mathis. Now Fedarius Mathis is a great inside presence on defense. He had tore his Achilles. Yeah. Now he's back and looking really good. So remember, Tony Pollard only had 63 yards with us because they used Zeke and they the red zone, and he scored multiple touchdowns. So that's the thing. But in the last game, Dallas didn't have no answer for us, defensively or offensively. Only mustered maybe was 6 points. But to Dallas credit, they rested most of their players to get ready for a playoff game. But that was a mistake because they got embarrassed on Sunday. So here's what my answer to you is. We had the number 3 defense last year. 3. Which means that we're getting better. And we just added Emmanuel Forbes, Quan of University of Illinois, and we got KHALEKE HUDSON, who actually was a University of Michigan safety who's now playing lights out in OTAs. So these talented players coached together by Jack Del Rio, who's actually molding this defense to where it needs to be. And not to only say Jack Del Rio, Warren Sapp is on our team. And Warren Sapp is a beast. And he will coach these inside layers of players to mold and become one unit. I have no problem with the defense if Warren Sapp is there, because he can get into Jack Del Rio's ears like, yeah, wait a minute. Let's not go with that one. Let's do something that we could do a stunt. And then, boom, sack galore. So, yes, Gerald, we have the potential to stop a running back. Now, we're not really solid with a scat back like Swift of the Eagles, who was once a Detroit Lions, but I guarantee you we can stop that running back. So, Marilyn, go ahead and give your thoughts about Sam Howell and the reports that you have about him going up and down in the OTAs.
Well, yeah, he's going up and down. He corrects himself. That is a good thing. That is, he's getting, in other words, he's getting into it.
Right.
He knows what he's got to do.
Right.
I think that he improved food prices. You know, that last in this last season. So with this, I believe, and even with the competition guy,
All right.
yeah, that's going to be an even keel, really. It is. But they're going to have fun doing it.
Well,
He's going to take it out.
Well, we'll hope that, you know, he's getting better, because July 29th is the start of training camp, folks, and then it ends on August 19th. My birthday is on the 11th, so I'm thinking about attending one of these training camps in Ashburn, which is only an hour away from me. I'm totally psyched. The thing about this is, I have no question the weapons on the offense are going to be used perfectly. The problem is the intensity from the quarterback has to get better if we're going to take on the East, the South, the North, the AFC East, AFC North, AFC Central, AFC South, because these guys look hungry, you know, and our schedule, that second half of the schedule, seems like, you know, the cavalry is coming and we don't have the weapons to defend, but we do have the weapons to defend. We just hope they're healthy.
Yeah, we do.
So, any questions before we move on? Because right now I have a list of things I want to ask you guys, but we got to get through the news first. So anything about the Commanders that you have a question about before we move on?
Okay. I'm going to ask this.
All right.
See, they were talking about, we've already got Antonio Gibson, B-Rob. They were actually talking about getting this guy next month.
Yes.
And yeah. And I did agree with one person, two people, three people on that, who were saying that's going to be too much. I have to say that's too much, because we do have three excellent wide receivers on the other. Do you think that would be, unless it's backup? And it's backup? Yeah. Somebody getting injured?
Okay.
Or do you think he should be, put in there? Or is it going to be too much?
All right.
I think it's too much.
Great question, Marilyn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you exactly what Kareem Hunt brings. Kareem Hunt was with two teams, one with the Browns, one with the Chiefs. Kareem Hunt's stats 2017 was 272 attempts, 1,327 yards, with an average of 4.9, 8 touchdowns, 53 receptions. 2018, 101 attempts, 824 yards, 4.6, 7 touchdowns, 26 receptions. Brown, with the Browns, he was 43 attempts, 179 yards, average 4.2, 2 touchdowns, 37 receptions. Browns in 2020, 198 attempts, 841 yards, 4.2 average with 6 TDs and 38 receptions. 2021, Browns also 78 attempts, 386 yards, 4.9 averaging 5 touchdowns, 22 receptions. And the last thing, 2022 with the Browns, 123 attempts, 468 yards, 3.8 yards, averaging 3.8 yards, and 3 touchdowns and 35 receptions. What does that all mean? All this means is he had his better days with the Chiefs, averaging almost 1,000 yards. Now, what happened was he wasn't used in the Browns as much as he would like to. Kareem Hunt brings intensity, energy, and his quickness ability and his aloofness, not aloofness, his quickness, his juke ability to get more yards and a first down. Now, the reason why Eric Bieniemy wants him with the team because he wants to show the running backs of our team how to gain yards with your energy. Now, I have no problem with that. That is the best thing you could ever do. What I have a problem is you're going to scale back the other players who were eligible to be more of a third round or a third string. Now they're more fourth string. So now you have a problem with cutting, when it comes to cutting roster cuts. Do you keep him? Do you let him go? Or do you make him a coach? Bringing Kareem Hunt is a plus. He's fast. What I wanted Eric Bieniemy to do is bring Chubbs. Chubbs is even better because Chubbs can run and catch and get first downs. He's averaging 9.7 first downs. That's better than anything I ever seen. Chubbs is a special player. Now, Kareem Hunt and Chubbs are like a tandem that go well together, like peanut butter and jelly, right? But in this case, Kareem Hunt doesn't have the burst of Chubbs, but he does have the quickness and an ability to make a guy miss so he could get extra more yards. That is why Eric Bieniemy wants to be here. Now, is he going to get him? I don't think so. But who are going to get up to get Kareem Hunt here? That's the thing I'm worried about most. Because as I stated, the Wizards are doing this right now. And the Wizards had let go of Caldwell Pope. And Caldwell Pope became a NBA champion for 4 days ago. And we had him, and he could have stayed and contribute to the team, but did not. And this is the culture I hate with the Commanders. We always give away our good players to other teams so they can go to the championships. Exactly. So I don't think he's coming here. I think it would be a good idea, but I don't see it happening. So
deal they were talking about straight.
Yeah, I don't think the deal is going to fall through because if you look, who are we going to give away? We can't give away nobody actually, because if you look at our roster filled with talent that we just had the draft of, we gave away what's his name, Dantzler. We gave away Dantzler, and Dantzler went and signed with the Bills. Dantzler was a Minnesota Minnesota Viking before, and then let him go, and then we signed him. And then we signed him for 2 years, and then he went to Buffalo. Now he's with Buffalo. I don't see anybody that we have, and we want to keep our draft picks for next year. So we're gaining draft picks. I don't think we want to give away draft picks just to get Kareem Hunt. I know Eric Bieniemy wants it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it.
Yeah. I don't see it happening either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see it. Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
If it happens, that would be the biggest mistake I want you to make.
Yeah. Well, if it happens, then we got to make sure that we get production out of him, which is not going to be a problem. The idea is that if we get him, we got to use him the right way, and that's the problem. I don't see it like it's a problem because Eric Bieniemy is going to use Kareem Hunt the way he thinks he can be used. What I'm most concerned about is the other players on the team who doesn't get that time on the field to showcase what they got against an opponent that we got to win. That's the problem. And not only that, the quarterback is a problem too. And if he doesn't get that level of intensity to match what Eric Bieniemy wants, then we're in a world of trouble. And then we rest all our collective will on Jacoby Brissett, who is the backup supposedly, who's going to be the starter. I see it soon. Who's going to be game 1 against the Cardinals? That's why I see it.
You don't promise a quarterback that he's going to be a quarterback, and then turn around. Yeah, that is right.
Well, I mean,
right.
You and me both, Marilyn, know that Taylor Heineke should have stayed, and they could have coached him up just like when they doing with Sam Howell. Eric Bieniemy can be coaching up Taylor, but Ron Rivera didn't believe in his arm. They didn't believe in his decision making, so they wasn't going to save him. They wasn't even going to sign him. But I don't believe what Ron Rivera was talking about. Oh, you know what? We put an offer out there. It was too late. He already signed with Atlanta Falcons. But it was 2 days. 2 days is not 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It was 2 days. Exactly. So 2 days, you could easily put out an offer sheet.
Did not have anything to do with being a good quarterback.
Exactly. 2 days, offer sheet.
Job, spec, whatever, what color they are.
Yep.
What the idea is. You can't do that.
And that's the problem with me trying to believe that, they did everything they could to keep Taylor Heineke, which I don't see.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
They didn't want to pay. Darn good and well, we got the new owner, and he would have been paid. He would have been paid.
He would have.
That's why I said, I'm going to go around there and get him.
Now, for me, I would take Tyler Heineke over Sam Howell any day of the week.
I agree with that.
Well, I want to because I watched
he wouldn't let them go back home. That's what happened. He wouldn't let them go back home.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about that, him going back home.
But Washington could offer Heineke more money.
Well, he wanted $10 million, and they had $10 million, but they wind up giving that $10 million to a rookie running back. Well, they could have gave it to Taylor Heineke, and he would have been stayed. Now, after this year, after this year's over with, then he could go to Atlanta. He could go back home all he want. But at least Sam Howell, would at least had a year underneath or 2 years underneath his belt to be the starting quarterback, to understand what needs to be done in the offense. Now you can't have a unbalanced day. I understand that you had a rookie season. That's fine. You came at the end with the one win. You good. But you cannot have OTAs with a report saying that you were up and down in a day. We are in go mode, folks. When have you heard Aaron Rodgers in the Jets, right, saying he had a bad day? You don't hear that Aaron Rodgers had a bad day with the Jets. You know why? Because he's been down that road before, right? When you're a rookie, when he was a rookie in Green Bay, he didn't have an up and down day. This man lit it up. He lit it up, and everybody, is this a rookie or a third-year veteran? And he was just lighting it up. Brett Favre had an up and down day when he was a rookie. but he didn't turn around and won a Super Bowl. This is bothering me. I'm sorry. Let's we could come back to it. We could come back to it.
I'm going to say this right now, and y'all may agree, and I know Russell may agree with me on this, but you may not. I'm going to say, as how the top quarterback, Washington would be lucky to win 7 games.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. If he was a quarterback, we won't be winning a game. We'll win a game with him. It's how long can he sustain a winning streak? Now remember, Taylor Heineke had a 5-game winning streak in the middle of the season. We were lighting it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we were just killing it. I mean, the team.
Heineke was playing. Washington gave my Cowboys 6 when Heineke was playing.
Yes. It was the greatest 5-game winning streak of this. We had 2 years of 5-game winning streak. This man had 10 games. He had fourth quarter comeback. This guy had a fourth quarter comeback in 2 of those 5 winning games, and we lit it up. I'm really, really, really cautious now. Can Sam Howell put together a more game winning streak coming up? Because I know we're going to beat the Cardinals. Then
what I'm going to miss?
What's up?
It's the spirit and the pride. That's got to be.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Melvin. That's the fact of how. I mean, don't get behind it, but I think Sam Howell, but he has a much stronger arm, and he has a more accurate throw. I mean, you can look at him in college in North Carolina when he has that strong arm. And I think with the weapons, we got more weapons now. We got a better offense.
That's true.
And that's true. I mean, you know, we got the weapons. Now we got to look back to the back. Along with 3 4 points.
We have a problem,
and we can be good.
Okay, guys, before this USFA game, Birmingham is up. It's up 26 points, 20 up there.
All right. Keep us posted.
Birmingham.
So
And they got a little over 4 minutes left in the game.
So let's go ahead and move forward because I want to come back to this issue because I think there's some more left on the table for what we think of Sam Howell at the moment. Let's go ahead and go to the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards are now 8th in the NBA draft. That's going to be here in 5 days. So 5 days, the NBA draft is going to be here on June 22nd. And the 8th selection, the Washington Wizards are going to select. Now, here's where a problem of mine. I'm really baffled by what the Washington Wizards are doing. I'm gonna tell you who they had try out. The prospects they had on the 10th, they had already tried out a couple of players. All right, now on the 17th. They have host Jacoby Toppin, Jacob Toppin, Bryce Griggs, only on the 17th. Emmanuel Anot, Jaden Garden, right? Brandon Bacon, Malachi Smith, but there's no Jarabi. There's no Jarabi Walker. I'm very upset because this player is going to fall to us at 8. And right now, I feel robbed of the potential of having this guy who is 6'7", who can shoot threes and will be an inside presence. Now, what they're saying is that we can rely on Daniel Gafford. Don't get me wrong, I like Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford can't shoot. Huh? Well, I mean, they're supposed to have all the prospects come in and work out, but they didn't have the Jacoby come in and do that workout. You know why? Because they believe that Jacoby's not going to fall to them. When they don't bring the player in, they feel like that player's not going to fall to them. And I feel robbed of the sort of having Jacoby there. And I think what's going to happen is if he falls to it, they're going to probably take him. If they don't, then we're going to go with somebody that's not really, going to have us, prosper us in the next year's, team. So I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna start with Maryland, then Steve, then Lou, and then Gerald. After listening to this, with the prospects that just been tried out, is this a winning formula? Not having the prospects here that you believe it's not going to fall to you? Shouldn't you have everybody come in and try out, because you have enough off season to play everybody and try them out? Wouldn't you say there, Maryland?
I'm going to say this, and y'all want to correct me at times.
No, nobody threatened nobody.
I have to say this. You got a good team, and they think, I want to get rid of the good team.
Right.
Build on it. Don't ask what you need. I'm sorry, but yes, yours. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't.
I'm sorry, but
No, you're absolutely right. But I think.
they're bringing in. They had a good team last year. They went to the freaking Super Bowl. What are y'all getting on there? Lost. What? I want to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this. So.
No, you're good.
No, sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Oh.
I just feel like.
It makes me wonder. It makes me want to take that coach's deal. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. What's wrong with you? I appreciate that.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal has been here with this team. He's already signed. And there's a lot of our own fans, and a lot of them wants Bradley Beal in a trade to ship him off to other teams. And I'm like, why? Why in God's green earth are you trying to ship Bradley Beal? You already got John Wall shipped off because y'all didn't like him being injured. Why are you trying to ship off? Here's where I'm upset. I'm upset about this guy named Tommy Shepard. Tommy Shepard was our former GM, and what he did was he was so underhanded. What he did was he sat there and he told everybody he doesn't know why John Wall left. He doesn't know why.
New message is received
and then what you do is you had Bradley Beal last year going on TV and say, "Oh, Shepard left and told John Wall to go, and then he looks at Bradley Beal like, why did you tell him that? Why did you tell everybody that?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. You did do that, and I knew Tommy Shepard did it. I know it because then you have this man to go to the Clippers and shine, and then beat us at home. I don't understand the common sense of that. That's why you left. That's why you were fired, because you let John Wall go. All I'm saying is bring John Wall back. Let him be whatever he wants to do. He wants to shoot threes, break defense down. Let him do it. And then if he decides he wants to retire, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt Wizard fans. But he's got to retire on his own terms. Yes, he doesn't want to. I mean, of course, we're not going to win. I mean, I totally agree with you, Marilyn. Steve, what you think?
Well, I think because I do general manager, I wouldn't just be surprised if they trade the number 8 pick to get John Wall back, so we can have Bill and Wall back as the tallest guards in the NBA first, and go for a run for the NBA title. So don't be surprised they trade the 8 pick.
I don't think they're going to use the 8 pick to get John Wall back, because John Wall's not in the he's not in the NBA no more. He's not in the NBA no more. But they could sign him back to a 10-day deal, right? They could sign him to a 10-day deal and then bring him back and then have him retire as a
Sorry about that.
No, you good. No worries.
Okay.
No, I mean he could be a player who actually comes back and then retires. They've done it before in the NFL that he could do it with the Wizards. So it's really not that bad of a thing for this organization what the new GM can do. But you just don't sit there and lie to the fans and think the fans are dumb and go, oh, you know what? Tommy Shepard said, okay. John Wall had it coming to him. Yeah, bye-bye, John Wall. But there's a size in our fan base that wanted to see him go because they were sick and tired of the injury. Do you know how many people get injured on a daily basis playing this game that we play? It's like football. They get injured. Any team, they get injured. So you can't really, point the fingers like, you injury prone. Get out of here. Nobody is superhuman. These guys, they train. Kobe Bryant got injured. And you know what he did? When he got injured, he came back and played. The guy with 80 points. John Wall had 43 1 point and 22 assists. Nobody forgets about that. And don't forget, the Wizards were the number 1 team, number 1 defensive team when they went to the playoffs. So you cannot sit here and be mad at this team if John Wall's injured. That's all I'm saying. It's like having the what is that thing called? It's like having the LeBron James debate. But what do you think, Lou? Lou? Okay, we'll wait for you, Lou. I see his name. He might be doing something. Gerald, what do you think?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't off season when you bring players in to work them out?
Yes, it is.
And wouldn't you want to bring the best players in and have them work out for you, even though you may not have a chance to get them?
You know what? You're absolutely right, but here's the problem I have with that. if you know he might fall to you, it's just like the NFL. It's just like the NFL. Don't they have to work out with the teams? Don't they have pro day? Right?
True, but you never know that player. That player may follow you, and you sit there thinking, okay, I'm not gonna get somebody like, let's say, a Coach Bryant.
Right. But you try him out anyway.
But you try to anyhow, and if you're not thinking about it, he can fall into your lap.
But you try him out anyway, though. That's my point. You know that he's going to be there, right?
Yes.
Okay, you know he's going to be there.
There's a 50-50 chance you may get him.
Right. So therefore,
why not go ahead and try him out just in case there's a possibility to get him? You already know what he's capable of doing.
Right.